William Henry Billy Keilman, or Keilman, was born July 9, 1875 in San Antonio to Rudolph and Eliza Keilman, pious German immigrants. Rambunctious and curious for adventure since he was a child, Billy ran away to join Teddy Roosevelt's Rough Riders when he was still a young man. Concluding the Spanish-American War, Billy returned to San Antonio and immediately joined the San Antonio Police Department, where he became well known throughout the city. Standing over 6 feet tall and broad-shouldered, the 225-pound Billy was an imposing figure in his police uniform. During this time, he married Ada Matthews, one of the most beautiful women in the city. The couple had a son named Rudolph. Around 1910, the still rambunctious Billy quit the police force, forged his father's name on a check to purchase the beauty salon bar and brothel. At this time, Billy also left his wife Ada and ran off with a woman who worked in the red light district. This is Billy with son Rudolph in front of the beauty saloon. Located in San Antonio's red light district, or just the district as it was known locally, a 10-block area designated for the business of legal prostitution with proper permits, the beauty saloon was an immediate hit, especially with Billy's former colleagues on the police force. In 1911, a funny little publication called the Blue Book was published for visitors and tourists seeking a good time while in San Antonio. In addition to listing local businesses like bars and gambling establishments, the Blue Book rated brothels, also called cribs, as A, B, or C, with A's being the best of the best. These were usually cleaner and provided patrons with receipts. The Blue Book was the creation of Billy Keilman, who unashamedly printed his likeness on the back cover, and even advertised his own merchandise inside. The once famous Officer Keilman became known as the King Pimp of San Antonio. On January 16, 1919, Prohibition was passed and all the saloons in town were forced to close or get rid of their liquor to legally continue operating. By that time, Billy had sold his beauty saloon and opened the Horn Palace, a direct competitor to the still-standing Buckhorn Saloon. With the passing of Prohibition, Billy moved his Horn Palace, originally located at 312 East Houston, to San Antonio's south side, adjacent to today's Brooks City base. The Horn Palace Bar and Cafe boasted over 3,000 horns, stuffed animals, birds, and snakes. Billy's place also boasted having old Tex in its collection, a stuffed, record-setting longhorn steer that can be seen today at San Antonio's Buckhorn Saloon. Billy had as many enemies as he did friends, and on April 22, 1921, a man named Yancey Yeager entered the Horn Palace with the intention of shooting Billy to death. Billy survived the attack, despite a fractured skull caused by one of Yeager's bullets. A skilled surgeon was able to implant a silver plate in Billy's head, and thanks to this, the lucky bar owner survived what would have been his last brawl. Following a trial in which Yancey Yeager was exonerated, the city deemed the Horn Palace unsafe and ordered it closed. The industrious Billy and his second wife, Minnie, a madam, took money from the sale of the Horn Palace and purchased 401 King William, then located at address 407, in 1924 from Dr. G.E. Gwynn. The property is now Villa Finale. The Keilmans immediately began operating the Marathon Club from within their home, which included a brothel under the supervision of Minnie, and the bootlegging of liquor from the basement by Billy. The house, its owners, and occasional boarders quickly developed a reputation for undesirable visitors and scandalous occurrences. The seemingly invincible Billy finally met his demise concluding a hunting trip with friends on November 29, 1925. Billy and a man named William A. Hildebrand got into a scuffle. Billy pulled out his pistol. Hildebrand wrestled the weapon out of his hand and clubbed Billy over the head several times directly on the spot where his silver plate had been implanted a few years before. Realizing the severity of Billy's injuries, his companions immediately took him to the office of Dr. C. E. Keller, located on West Theo Avenue, but Billy was pronounced dead before the group even had a chance to drive away from the doctor's office. Although Billy Keilman's tenure as one of Villa Finale's owners was incredibly brief, he is one of the most well-known and definitely the most infamous. Thanks for watching.